Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Texas High School State Softball Playoffs. This evening, on May the 8th, 2025, we present regional semifinal action in Division I of Texas High School Softball as the Lady Eagles of Abilene High have traveled to Graham to take on the Lady Hawks of Birdville High School. Hello, everybody. I'm Chuck Statler, and I will be your host and play-by-play announcer, and our great AISD crew of Greg Knuckles and Randy is with us tonight, and we are just so glad you're with us. So the player introductions are taking place right now. Lady Hawks are here, and our chief videographer is Randy Cluck, and he's going to do us a fantastic job here tonight. Hogan Field is where our venue is taking place. Right now they're introducing the starting lineup for Lady Eagles. And a good rousing welcome to Germany Williams as she heads to the field. We'll give you the lineup here in just a second. The Eagles have advanced by defeating El Paso Americas in the second round series last weekend, while the Birdville Hawks have advanced by defeating Centennial High School of Burleson, Texas. So those are our teams. Tell you what, we're going to take a 1-minute break, and we'll come back and tell you about our competitors in tonight's game as our pregame show brought to you by Tim Austin State Farm in Abilene. Kick off the year right, covering your family needs. Our mission is to tackle the risk of everyday life and help you recover from the unexpected. Call Tim Austin tomorrow morning for a free quote at 325-692-0408. No matter how near, no matter how far. Like a good neighbor, Tim Austin State Farm is there. We'll be back after this 60-second break, and we will give you the starting lineups here in Game 1 of the regional semifinals. We're back on AISD live. And welcome back to Graham to Hogan Field. This is a very special place for me because it's named after one of my former high school coaches, Jimmy Hogan. After he had left Breckenridge in the mid-'70s, came back over to Graham, coached basketball for a while, and then he created the Lady Blue softball program, and this field is a great honor to Coach Hogan, who has recently passed. It's a turf field, has the Graham logo in center field. The infield and the baselines are brown, and the outfield and the sidelines are gray. This field faces the northwest. And right now, as we get ready for game time, it's 72 degrees here in Graham, Texas. Cloudy skies and a 9-mile-an-hour north wind. The Birdville Hawks will be batting first, and leading off will be their shortstop, and then it's going to be Pardon me, it'll be the shortstop, and that is going to be Evelyn Schwartzlander, followed by Riley Wright, Corin Burris, Valerie Bridges will be batting cleanup, and then Reagan Jordan, followed by Victoria Cano, Avery Rodriguez, Macy Moore, and Valeria Bridges. First pitch coming in, and this is going to be coming in as ball one to Evelyn Schwartz. As Evelyn Schwartzlander sees ball one coming out of the hand of Ava Reyes from Abilene High. Lady Eagles on the defense. White jersey, black pinstripes, black numerals, and black helmets. Next pitch comes in to Schwartzlander, and that is ball two. 2-0 the count. Eagles defensively, and we'll give you that in just a second. As Reyes, who has been the ace for Abilene High this year, pitch comes in, and it's inside, and they're going to call that ball three. 3-0 the count to Schwartzlander. In left field, you've got Andrea Starks, Germany Williams in center, and KK Gonzalez in right for the Lady Eagles. At third, Michaela Estrada, Kinsley Cantu. This one called a strike. Schwartzlander wanted to head down to first base. Now it's 3-1. And then for Abilene High, you've got Ilani Flores at second and Bella Rocha at first. And the next pitch will tag the batter. So let's advance Schwartzlander to first base as she is hit by a pitch. She will move to first. And the next batter in the lineup for the Lady Hawks is going to be Riley Wright. She's the second baseman for Birdville. They are wearing black jerseys, black pants with white bunting down the legs and white batting helmets. And she'll step in to be the second batter to face Ava Reyes on tonight's game. We're glad you're with us on AISD. Next pitch comes in a little bit high. Call that one ball one. 1-0 the count. Runner at first is Schwartzlander. We are on the top of the first inning. This one's scheduled for 7. Game 1 of a best-of-3 series here in the regional semifinals. Next pitch comes through, called strike. You've got a 3-man umpiring crew, umpire down the first baseline, and then umpire that will move between third and second and a home plate umpire. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the next one called strike 2. Ava, really good right-handed pitcher for the Lady Eagles. Outfield for the Eagles with Starks, Williams, and Gonzalez playing deep right now. A little bit on the high side on that one. We should be looking at a 2-2 count. The fence is the diameter or the distance, 200 feet in left and right, and 215 in dead center. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 on. Second batter for the runner. Here's the throw, and the runner is out, caught stealing. That's out number 1. Good job by Michaela Gutierrez tagging the ball or getting the ball to Flores, and right there to tag the runner, Schwartzlander. So with 1 away, nobody on, now you're looking at a full count to Riley Wright. Couldn't pick a better Thursday night for playoff baseball in the state of Texas than this. Here's one popped up. It's going to go out of play. And you hear that's a metal roof. And Southern Bleachers, which is headquartered out of Graham, built this stadium. And I think they also built the one at McMurray at Driggers Field and the baseball field as well. This is probably as nice a place as I've seen for Class 4A baseball, or softball, excuse me. Full count once again. And Reyes puts one on the outside corner, just a little bit too outside. And so Wright will take the base on balls with 1 out and 1 on. Here comes Corin Burris. She's the third baseman, Burris, and she'll bat left also, as the 2 previous batters from Birdville. Ava steps away from the mound inside the circle. Third and first playing up. Here's a pop-up, and calling it is Estrada at third, and so that's going to be a pop-out to third, and that's the second out here in the top of the first inning. Still a runner at first, and now you go to the cleanup hitter, and that is going to be Valeria Bridges. Bridges also batting right. Step in to face Reyes. First pitch, nice, shaving the corner for a called strike. Ava was the number 2 pitcher for Abilene High last year, and she stepped up and she has just been dominating for Abilene High this year. And next pitch, same place, same result. 0-2 is the count. As Birdville comes in, they were first in their district with an 11-1 mark. They're 28-3 coming into this series versus Abilene High 20-9. Outside a little wide for ball 1. And the Eagles were 8-0, and they were first place in their district as well. So Bridges looking at 1 ball, 2 strikes. Next pitch comes in, and this is going to be a line drive. It is going deep, and it is a 2-run home run by Bridges. As they touch the ball, Riley will come in and score run number 1. And Bridges with the home run over left center is run number 2. So 2 runs with 2 outs here in the first for the Lady Hawks. So a 2 away and 2 runs scored. We go to the number 5 batter in the order, and this is Reagan Jordan. Reagan Jordan ready to step in. She's also the pitcher for the Lady Hawks. So bases are cleared. Scoreboard is lit up in favor right now of the Lady Hawks. Ava Reyes puts one in, and just a little high and outside. Called that one ball 1. 1-0 the count with Victoria Cano in the on-deck circle for Birdville. Reyes steps off the mound, second and short, playing deep in the infield for Abilene High, third and first close to the bag. And next pitch, strike. 1 ball and 1 strike for Jordan. She is the number 5 batter to appear here in the top of the first for Birdville. Next pitch, a little low, but my goodness, it was fast. And that is ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. And this is just about as good of a venue as we can have for a playoff game. Next one's outside. We're looking at 3 balls, 1 strike. 3-1 is the count. A lot of Abilene fans have traveled, but the Eagle fans travel well. Good group coming in from Birdville. And here's one on the ground. Second hop picked up, and third fired across the diamond. That will go as a 5-3 out number 3, but not before. And 1 run, 2 runs on 1 hit. And they'll leave 1 on base. So we get ready to go to the bottom of the first. Abilene High coming to bat. We'll be back with more of AISD Live's coverage of the Lady Eagles in the regional semifinal Division I game. We're back in a moment.
Are you looking to build a solid future in AISD? The construction program at the Lift is a perfect place to start. You'll develop practical skills working with top-of-the-line equipment and learn the techniques employers are looking for. Plus, with expert instructors guiding you, you'll be ready to jump into the workforce or continue your education in construction. We are building foundations today for the students that shape tomorrow. Join the construction program at the Lift in AISD.
And welcome to the bottom of the first inning in the regional semifinal Division I game as the Abilene Eagles, Lady Eagles, get ready to come to bat. And in the outfield will be the Lady Hawks from Birdville High School. Let's give you the batting order for Abilene High. Germany Williams will lead off, followed by Kinsley Cantu. Mariah Estrada will be batting 3. Batting cleanup is Bella Rocha. Then Alicia Gutierrez will be batting number 5. KK Gonzalez bats in the 6th slot. Number 7 is Michaela Gutierrez, and batting number 8, Andrea Starks, and Ava Reyes is at the bottom of the order. So leading off will be Williams, Cantu, and Estrada. On the mound for the Lady Hawks, we will see, hold on a second, Reagan Jordan. She'll be on the mound. And their outfield looks like it's going to be Bridges, Kano, and Sanders. And then from third to first, you've got Burris, Schwartzlander, Wright, and Rodriguez. And your battery will be Manega, as well as the pitcher is going to be, once again, will be Reagan Jordan. So a meeting on the mound, and we're ready to go at the bottom of the first. Okay. Our crew, Greg Knuckles, up here. He's going to be running the mechanical part of our broadcast. Randy Cluck, the videographer chief, and we're ready to go. Leading off will be right-handed batter Germany Williams, the center fielder for Abilene High. Here's the first pitch, and she's going to foul it into the screen. So that's strike one for Germany. And right now we will see Reagan Jordan on the mound for Birdville. Second pitch coming up right now. And one hit right over the center fielder. It's going to fall in the gap for a single for Germany Williams. And the Eagles lead off with a single, and then she'll take second. No patience on this Lady Eagle team. They are very aggressive. And Jordan, the pitcher. Abilene High can cut the lead in half. Their leadoff batter is at second. She's in scoring position as Kingsley Cantu will step in, batting right-handed, facing Jordan. Here's the first pitch. Cantu squared the bunt and then withdrew her bat. That will come up as ball number one for Kinsley. She is probably one of the more animated yet athletic players on this Abilene High team. So we've got Williams at first, and Cantu bunts one foul. It took one bounce inside the line, rolled outside the line, and that goes as strike number one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Eagles trailing 2-1. We're in the bottom of the first. This one's scheduled for 7 tonight. And we are so glad you're with us on AISD Live and Facebook. Next pitch. And Cantu bunt foul a second one. 1-2 is the count. And on deck for the Lady Eagles is going to be Mariah Estrada. 1-2 the count. Runner at second is Williams. And this one inside, and it's going to be called ball 2. Some of the fans from Birdville thought it should have been called strike 3. They're looking at an even count with 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the next one, Cantu fouls, and it hits the roof. And so the count stays even at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And here's one on the roof again. So the count is still even. Get the ball back in. Next pitch on the 2 ball, 2 strike count. Reagan Jordan wheels and deals. Ball 3. Here's the throw to third, and she's gone. Coming in, Germany Williams caught stealing at third, and that is the first out here in the bottom of the first for Abilene High. Kinsley Cantu now looking at a full count. Birdville rather quick as the ball was thrown in by the catcher, and that is Bridges. And she got it to third. Now squaring the bunt is Cantu. Instead, she's swinging for the turf. Moving up the center fielder. Kano got it, and that is out number 2 for Abilene High. So 2 up and 2 down as Mariah Estrada will step in for Abilene High. Mariah, one of the juniors on this team, very well coached by Jenna Aguirre. So 2 away bases are cleared for the Lady Eagles. And called strike one from the right. Eagles advanced by winning the series over El Paso Americans. Next pitch from Jordan outside. That is ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Outfield playing deep all the way from left to right. Second and short at the back edge of the grass. Third and first playing up. And swing for strike 2 from Estrada. She was chasing that one high. Plentiful noisemakers by the Lady Hawk fans. 1-2 the count. And next one low. Now the count is even. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And if you hear some buzzing in the background, Hogan Field is right across from the Graham Municipal Airport. And a foul into the net. Keeps the count even with 2-2. And this is game 1 in the best of 3 series. Game 2 tomorrow night, 7 o'clock here at Hogan Field in Graham. And ball 3 inside, very close to the belt buckle though. Home plate umpire says full count. Estrada stepping in, right-handed batter once again. And here's one hit in the gap. Second baseman's going to boot the ball. It'll go into right. And so Estrada will advance to first. And we should be able to call that an error. Let's see what the official score is going to come up with. But Estrada safe at first. 2 away, 1 on. And here comes Bella Rocha. Bella, a freshman on this team, coached by Jenna Aguirre. No error on that one. And Rocha takes the inside pitch very close for ball 1. 1-0 count. Estrada gets the single on a full count away from Jordan. Next pitch. It is a low fastball. Ball 2. And Alicia Gutierrez is on deck for the Lady Eagles. Now the catcher for Birdville is going to take time out, go to the mound, and have a conversation with her right-handed pitcher. So with the count 2-0 with 2 outs and 1 on, Eagles still alive here in the bottom of the first. Rocha is the number 4 Eagle to bat here in the bottom of the first. Swing and a miss, throw back to first, not in time. So Rocha takes a swing at it, and the catcher comes up, and she will try to get the out. So 3-0 the count. Next hit, foul down the first baseline over the Hawk dugout into the batting cage. So that takes us to 2 balls and 2 strikes for Bella. Bella is the first baseman for the Lady Eagles. And next pitch, fouled into the screen as well. Count stays even. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now Estrada will not take much of a lead off of the bag. But she's going to take a couple of steps over. The first baseman is right-handed. And high for ball 3. First base is difficult for a right-hander to play. I know I was a lefty and it was a natural position for me, but you have to reach across the body to get to the glove to be able to throw it. So that may be an advantage for Abilene High. We got a full count right now to Rocha. And Jordan ready to release this next pitch, and a foul into the screen. Estrada was about 3/4 of the way to second when she heard the ting of the ball on the bat. I miss wooden bats, folks. So 3-2 with 2 away. 2-run lead right now for the Lady Hawks. Full count, here's the payoff pitch. And a foul down the first baseline again by Rocha. Full count remains. Birdville looks really good. You got two teams that their actual school colors are black and gold. Abilene, however, in their pinstripe white, black numbers, black batting helmet. Next pitch, grounder. Second baseman's going to charge up, get it, and that will end the first inning for Abilene High on a 4-3 ground out. As they were able to come up, they got no runs off one hit and left one on the base pass. Let's go to the bottom of the second with the Lady Hawks leading Abilene High 2-0 on AISD. Wow.
Life's hectic, and we get it. But let's talk about something you can't afford to skip.
We're ready for you.
Your smile. At Borland Sobin & Partners, we get that your time is precious. That's why we offer same-day appointments, so you don't have to put your smile on the back burner. Our team of expert dentists combines cutting-edge technology with a passion for perfection.
Thank you for calling. This is Borland Sobin. How can I help you?
Book your appointment. We'll see you soon.
And welcome back to the top of the second inning in the regional semifinals in Class 5A and Girls Softball Division I. As they get ready to come to bat, the Birdville Hawks will be sending to the plate number 6, 7, and 8 in the lineup. Victoria Cano, followed by Avery Rodriguez and Macy Moore. On the mound for the Lady Eagles is Ava Reyes. Ready to go as the Lady Hawks lead this one 2-0 going to the top of the second inning. So 6, 7, and 8 in the order for the Hawks. Reyes put on the mound. First pitch is going to be foul, and it's caught by the catcher. That is out number one. Good hustle by Michaela Gutierrez, catching the pop out on the foul. That is out number one. So next, Avery Rodriguez, the first baseman, will step in. Rodriguez, bats right-handed. Steps into the plate, a little shoulder widened stance, this time facing Reyes. Ava Reddy releases this one, and it is inside. It was just about even with Rodriguez's belly button, and that is ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the second batter here in the top of the second inning. Reyes puts one outside, and it nearly made it into the zone. However, let's call that one ball 2. You had one base runner hit by a pitch in the first inning, and then the home run from Bridges. And this one will also hit Rodriguez. Hit by a pitch, the second batter hit by a pitch by Reyes. Rodriguez will move over to first base. She'll be guarded by Bella Rocha, the first baseman from Abilene High. So you've got 1 out, 1 on, and Macy Moore will be batting. Macy is the designated player for the Lady Hawks of Birdville High School. First pitch, outside state of the plate, call that one strike 1. And then on deck, you got the bottom of the order with Valeria Bridges. So on 1 count, 1 on, 1 away. Reyes' next pitch, just a little bit too wide. Let's call that one ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. And we understand that the Western Heritage Parade in downtown Abilene was called earlier this evening. So this is the most excitement coming back to Abilene through AISD Live. Western Heritage all weekend long. And a nice slower pitch, a little bit low. And now Moore looking at a 2-1 count. 2 balls, 1 strike. Ava Reyes taking her time, reaching down and grabbing a handful of turf. We used to grab down and get some dirt. Next pitch, strike 2. Nice little ball curve right in and just nipped the corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Outfield for Abilene High, Starks, Williams, and Gonzalez playing deep. Here's a chopper down the third baseline, and that is foul. Count stays even at 2-2. Eagle fans right now filling up about half the bleachers. We got a good crowd coming. Reyes looking to decide what her next pitch is going to be. Moore steps out of the batter's box. Now she'll come back in. Moves her left foot back a little bit like she wants to try to pull the head if she gets it. And outside, ball 3. Macy Moore is taking Ava Reyes to a full count. Let's see what Ava can do. Ava, one of these juniors that has played well for Abilene High. And a foul down the first baseline. Count stays full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Good hustle trying to get over there was Bella Rocha, but the ball had already gone into the net by the time she got close. Next pitch, check swing, called, ball 4. As Moore moves to first base on the base on balls, that will move Rodriguez to second. She's got runners at first and second with only 1 out. And you go to the bottom of the order. And your next batter should be Valeria Bridges. And the coach, Katie Wellborn, comes out of the third base coaching box. She and assistant coach Cameron Carruthers were so pleasant to get player information from. We really appreciate the cooperation out of Birdville. Right now they are having an infield meeting, but on the mound right now, you've got Jenna Gary talking to her junior pitcher. Ava Reyes knows that with 2 on and 1 away, there could be some excitement if the Eagles don't pay attention to what happens. So Jenna Gary is giving instruction to Michaela Gutierrez, the Eagles catcher, and we're ready to go. As Bridges ready to bat for Birdville. Here's the first pitch, and that is a strike right down the middle. Nice pitch. And then you go back to the top of the order on deck with Schwartzlander. On the count, 1 away. Next pitch is a bunt, and it's going to go off of the plate and bounce up and hit the player. So there's an appeal. Do we call an out? Home plate umpire appealing to the first base umpire. Coach Welborn coming in. Home plate umpire put his hand up like he was calling an out. If the ball hits you, you are out. Right now we've got the umpiring staff and the batter is out. So Bridges is out number 2 in this inning. And now you go back to the top of the order with Evelyn Schwartzlander. The shortstop comes in, 2 on, 2 outs for the Lady Hawks of Birdville High School. Ava Reyes unwinds one outside, call that one ball 1. And Schwartzlander was hit by a pitch, and that was how she got on the base paths in the first inning. So now we've batted through the lineup. Schwartzlander is going to uncork one down the left field out of play, and that is going to be strike 1 on her. Lady Eagles composed, although they do trail by 2. Birdville, very good. 28-3 is their season record. And the next pitch, low to Schwartzlander. You're looking at a 2-1 count. 2 balls, 1 strike. And the lights are on here at Hogan Field. Next pitch takes the shade of the plate, and now we're even once again. And one thing about Ayla Reyes, she can give you a lot of innings and a lot of good pitches. So even count, 2-2 with 2 away, 2-run lead for Birdville. This next ball comes in, and it will be ball 3. Got away from the easy catch. So now you've got a full count. 3-2. This series is anticipated to be exciting, and so far it's lived up. Full count. And a foul down the first baseline, out of play. Count stays full. The runners, Rodriguez at second and Moore at first, go back to their respective bases. 3-2 the count once again to Evelyn Schwartzlander. Ball 1, hop gets to the third baseman, and that one will go foul. So we stay with the full count. Mariah Estrada thought she'd gotten on 1 hop to tag the bag because that was going to be where the force was. And the third base umpire called that one foul. 3-2 the count once again. We're top of the second. Here's Ray's pitch. Puts one right down the middle, and it is fouled down the first baseline. One thing you can say about Schwartzlander, in her 4 foul balls, she's fouling to the side. She's hit one in the net and one down third and first. Once again, full count. They've been taking her time getting her signal from Michaela behind the plate. And this one popped up, nothing but air, and Kinsley Cantu makes the catch for out number 3 on the pop to short, and so no damage done this inning as we see that Lady Hawks have sent 5 to the plate and they strand 2. We'll go to the bottom of the second with the Birdville Hawks leading Abilene High 2-0. Eagles coming to bat.
Looking for a hands-on career path with high demand and great pay? The welding program at The Lift gives students real-world skills that lead to real opportunities. Whether it's gates or flatbeds, handrails or heavy equipment, if it's metal, you can weld it too. With great instruction, you can master all 4 major welding processes. So get ready to build a career with endless possibilities and join the welding program at The Lift. It isn't just a trade, it's your future.
Abilene High coming to bat in the bottom of the second. We'll have 5, 6, and 7 in the batting order with Alicia Gutierrez starting off. KK Gonzalez bats second, and Michaela Gutierrez is going to be the third Lady Eagle to appear. On the mound right now, you have Jordan Reese on the mound, pardon me. Jordan Reagan, excuse me. So Reagan Jordan on the mound, and she's ready to pitch to Abilene High. Eagles went through 4 batters and stranded 1 and did not score in the first. Now we go to the bottom of the second. Jordan Reagan will be pitching. And coming up to bat next is Alicia Gutierrez, right-handed hitter. She's ready to take on the right-handed pitcher, Reagan Jordan. And so Lady Hawks will come up. They're going to set their infield. We're ready to go with the bottom of the second inning. Abilene High trailing 2-0. And Gutierrez squares like she wants to bunt, withdraws the bat, and a good choice because that is ball 1. 1-0 the count. This one's scheduled for 7. We're in the bottom of the second. Next pitch comes in. That is a strike. In fact, that was a blistering strike as it came across the middle of the plate. So 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 runs scored in the first for the Lady Hawks. Eagles have yet to score. Here's one going into center field. Backing up, and into her mitt is going to be Victoria Kano for out number 1 for Abilene High. And that will see KK Gonzalez. She put some mustard on that one, and Kano had to step back close to the wall to make that catch. There is one away, and Gonzalez, the right fielder for Abilene High, ready to step in. Reagan Jordan will wheel and deal and put a strike right down the middle for Gonzalez. 0-1 the count with Michaela Gutierrez in the on-deck circle. Jordan again. Here's one put right in the gap between right and center, and it's a single. So that will be the second hit for Abilene High. As Gutierrez will get the single. She's on first. Coming up the bat next, Michaela Gutierrez. Eagle catcher moves her left leg back a little bit. Jordan's first pitch, hit and driven down the third baseline. Let's call that one strike one on the foul. So 1-1 the count. Andrea Starks in the on-deck circle for the Lady Eagles. Coaching at third is Jenna Aguirre. Abilene High next pitch, outside ball, strike 2. Little hesitation by the home plate umpire, finally raising his right hand, so an 0-2 count to Michaela. And check swing and appeal down to first, and the first base umpire calls it strike 3. So there's 2 outs here in the bottom of the first, and the first strikeout by either pitcher. So with 1 on and 2 gone, here we go with Andrea Starks, the left fielder for Abilene High. Jordan, first pitch comes in high and near the chin for ball 1. Starks had what do they call that, the mambo, where you try to get under the pole? She had to do a mambo to keep from getting hit in the jaw. And here's a chopper 3, bounces, goes past second field, and your runner will advance. So Gutierrez moves from first to second. Starks gets a single. Back-to-back singles for Abilene High. Runners are first and second. And you go to the bottom of the order with Ava Reyes. Ava will step in. She bats right-handed as well for the Lady Eagles. 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the second. Eagles trailing by 2. Reyes is a good pitcher. She'll see the first pitch come in, though, right down the middle of the plate. Couldn't have cut it smoother if you just took a center slice out of the watermelon and got no seeds on that one. Reyes, next pitch is high, and she had to bend back to keep that one from hitting you. 1-1 is the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Next pitch, inside and high to Reyes. You got pitcher versus pitcher right now, and a real good matchup at the plate and on the mound. 2-1 is the count. And Reyes puts one over the shortstop's head. Ball runs nearly to the fence. Here comes 1 run scoring for Abilene High. The throw at the plate is late. Ball gets away from the catcher. Andrea Starks is smart enough to stop at third. Gutierrez scores run number 1 for the Lady Eagles, and Reyes will be safe at second with a double. So now the Eagles with 2 outs cut the lead in half, and you go back to the top of the order with Germany Williams. She got a single at first, and now the lefty getting ready to come in. Jordan Reed, the sophomore, will be the pinch runner for Reyes. And still with 2 outs, but you've got runners at second and third, Lady Eagles. And right now, the Hawks are having a team meeting right on the mound. It was 72 degrees at game time, a 9-mile-an-hour northwest wind. The wind has not picked up the American flag and the Texas flag out in left center. Just no movement at all. Once again, we are at Hogan Field in Graham, and a conflab going on the mound. So with the Eagles with 2 away, getting a run with 2 on. Let's see what the team meeting in the middle of the field was for the Hawks. And Jeremy Williams, who is 1 for 1 hit-wise, steps in the left-handed batter's box. First pitch. She's going to swing at this one, but it will go foul. Jeremy looking at 1-0. Reagan Jordan, the pitcher for the Lady Hawks. Runners at first and second. Eagles are 90 feet away from, or 60 feet away from tying this one up. Stand corrected. And Williams steps up. Strike 2 called. She's one of those players that kind of like Babe Ruth, who used to step into the pitch. That's why they actually put batter's boxes in to keep him honest. And Williams fouls one down the third baseline. George Herman Ruth was the reason they had to draw batter's boxes, because he would sometimes line up behind the catcher and just take a 3-step sprint toward the ball, and he would hit them long, and he hit them a bunch. Okay, so we're looking at 0-2 with 2 away. Again, Starks the runner at third, and Reyes runner. Flores is the pinch runner. Pardon me, Reed is the pinch runner. And Williams hits one, hops it. The play at the plate. As Germany hit one, it was a nubber going down the first baseline. First base and second base charged it, while Andrea Starks came in, scored the run, and we are tied in the bottom of the second with runners at first and third as Germany Williams gets an RBI single. And right now, you've got Kinsley Cantu, who lined out way deep to center field in her first at bat. And her first swing, driven to left field. It's going to hit the wall. One hop. Here comes one run coming in, and the throw at the plate is not going to keep Ava Reyes, runner, from scoring for Abilene High. Jordan Reed scored all the way from second. Cantu gets an RBI double. And right now the Eagles also, we'll see Williams, who scored from first. That's run number 4. Our score 4-2, Abilene High leading Birdville. And the Eagles resilient whenever they went into the second inning, trailed 2-0. I think they were getting ready to make a change. And they have done that with 4 runs. Mariah Estrada batting next for Abilene High. High pitch will be ball 1 to Mariah. Bella Rocha on deck for the Lady Eagles. Your runner at second is Kinsley Cantu. Do you remember in the Karate Kid when he goes up on one leg and does the pelican? That's what Cantu did when she stood at second base. Next pitch is going to be ball 2. And when Mr. Miyagi said Danielson, and he put one leg up and did the crane, I love his play. 2-0 the count. And Estrada takes ball 3, and she's at a 3-0 count. Cantu can score from second, but that drive for her, which went all the way to the left field wall, put in 2 runs for the Lady Eagles. Next pitch is outside, called strike. to Estrada. You know, when you're 3-0 and you see the next pitch coming in, your coach is going to tell you take the pitch. So now you're 3 balls, 1 strike. Still 2 outs. Abilene High scoring. 4 runs here in the bottom of the second. And Estrada checks when he calls strike 2. And now you've got a full count on your number 3 hole batter. Runner at second. Momentum's wearing Eagle colors right now. And the next pitch, swing and a miss, and that will end the second inning for Abilene High as they send 8 to the plate and put 4 across. As we go to the top of the third, Lady Eagles 4 and Lady Hawks 2. We'll be back with more on AISD Live.
Hey future creators, are you ready to dive into the exciting world of video production? AISD's Digital Communications program is where your journey starts.
Take 3, Mark.
You can design the next iconic promo, broadcast all the big games, and produce your own short films, all at the Lift, where you'll get hands-on experience with the latest gear like cameras, sound mixers, lights, and more. Let your creativity shine. Start your journey in digital media with AISD.
Base umpire, as he gave it a thumbs up, calling that an out. And now Coach Wellborn steps in, and she's going to talk to the 3-man staff. Home plate umpire is discussing this one. We saw one of these calls overturned out in Lubbock, and they will say, no, it is not an out. Recall the batter, I suspect. So they overturned the call, which is what happened last weekend. So you're looking at a 1-2 count to right. Reyes on the mound. Right in the batter's box. One ball, 2 strikes on the overturned call. And outside is going to be ball 2. 2-2 the count. Two and two the count. Lady Eagles leading 4-2. We're in the top of the third. This one low and outside. Full count now to Riley Wright. And on a full count, Wright in the first inning did obtain a base on ball. Here's the payoff pitch. She's going to hit this one in the gap between short and second. She'll turn and burn and get a single. So no out for Wright as she gets the single. And it went right in the gap between Cantu and Flores. They're going to call her safe at first. This is game 1 of a 3-game series for the regional semifinal. Reyes ready to step on the mound again. The junior approaches, puts her right foot on the rubber, and she will rock and fire. This one called low for ball 1 to Burris. On deck will be Bridges. Pardon me, Haley Meniga. Meniga will be the next batter. Next pitch, got the right shade of the plate for strike 1 on Burris. So you're looking 1 ball, 1 strike to the second batter here in this inning. No outs. Riley Wright, the base runner for the Lady Hawks on first. A Reyes right-hander, 1 chop, goes into the glove, throw it across the diamond, and we're going to call that one a foul ball. Good response by Mariah Estrada. So it's a 2-2 count to Burris. It doesn't get easy at this level of the playoffs, folks. Next pitch comes in, drives that one foul right over the third base coach's box. Out of play. Count stays at 2-2. Burris, step back in. So right the runner at first. Next pitch comes in, it's a chopper, 1 hop, and bobbled at third. Runners are going to be safe. Got to throw down to second, but the runner is there. As Wright had taken a couple of steps away from the bag, Estrada fired it over, but not in time. So you've got back-to-back singles with runners at first and second. Burris at first. No outs so far here in the top of the third. And Haley Meniga is now the batter for Birdville. She scored the first run as she'd gotten a single in the first. This time the pitch is strike 1 to Meniger. And you know why? Because she hit the home run. That's why I didn't have her on the score sheet. She's driving this one to center field. 1 hop there, and the bases are loaded. Meniger hit the homer. And this time she'll get a single. And your base runners, Wright will go to third. And then you've got Burris at second. And Meniger at first, and no outs, and the bases are loaded here in the top of the third. And Reagan Jordan will be coming to bat as she ground out the third on a 5-3 throw across the diamond. Right now, Reagan Jordan will be batting next, but the Lady Eagles are going to call an infield meeting on the mound. No coach involved in this meeting. And we're ready to go. So Wright was on first after she drew a walk, and then Miniger hit the homer. That was the first 2 runs in the first. Lady Eagles came back, scored 4 in the second. We're in the top of the third. Bases are loaded for Birdville. There are no outs. Ava Reyes still on the mound for Abilene High. Lady Eagles drawing their ace here in game 1. See if they can make it a 2-game series, but if game 3 is necessary, Saturday at 1 o'clock. Jordan steps in. And first pitch, Reyes. Swing and a miss. Ball gets away from the catcher, but it goes as a swing and a miss. Strike 1. Jordan, the 4th batter to bat here in the top of the third. They're stepping in. And next pitch outside. Barely outside, but it was outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hawks see the bases loaded. Next pitch comes in, swing and a miss for strike 2 to Jordan. Right now, third and first playing up short, coming up the middle of depth. Suarez at second, about middle depth also. 1-2 the count, Jordan. Next pitch, she's going to put some air under this, and the run outside, and it's going to be caught for an out. And so Jordan is out number 1 on the fly out to third. Good job. So 1 away. Bases are still loaded for the Hawks. Batting next is Victoria Kano. Kano, right-handed batter. Reyes, the right-hander, first pitch comes in. A little bit off-speed pitch and just a little bit outside. Ball 1 to Kano. Deep, however, is the Eagle outfield with Starks, Williams, and Gonzalez all playing deep. Next pitch, inside, ball 2. 2-0 the count. 1 out here in the top of the third. And strike on the corner, just barely nipped the corner. 2-1 is the count. Home plate umpire saw that one. No hesitation as he put his right hand up in the air. The 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Bases are loaded for Birdville. And here's a chop foul. Takes it to an even count with 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 the count. Reyes looking, gets the signal from her catcher, Michaela Gutierrez. Here's the next pitch. And this one hit, 1 hop, short. Force it home, gets that one. Good call by Kinsley Cantu, aware of where the runners are. And so the runner with out number 2, Riley Wright, on a 6-2 ground out number 2 here in the top of the third. Kano is at first. At second is Menninger, and at third is Burris. But Cantu, very smart where the ball was, made sure the force at home was going to be the play for Abilene High. Now 2 away. And first pitch comes in, called strike to Avery Rodriguez. So Avery Rodriguez looks at an 0-1 count. Rodriguez also the 6th batter here in the top of the 3rd coming up for the Lady Hawks. Next pitch outside, a little bit wide for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Avery Rodriguez. She was hit by a pitch and stranded on second in her first at bat. 1-1 the count. Reyes ready, uncorks this one, fouled into the screen. Now it's 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The lights are on here at Hogan Field. One and two with 2 away. Bases are loaded once again for Birdville. And inside pitch called strike 3. Left her standing there. Rodriguez is a strikeout victim. And that is out number 3. And what happens is the bases are left loaded. No runs and a couple of hits. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. Lady Eagles still lead 4-2 here on AISD Live.
Hey Abilene students, do you want to spark up your future? The Lift Electrical Department connects classroom learning with real-life electrical work. Learn to wire, troubleshoot, and to power up the world. From basic circuits to advanced electrical systems, you are prepared for high-demand careers, certifications, and real-world experience all here at the Lift. Not sure about college? The Lift Electrical program equips you with the necessary skills to jump straight into a career after high school. Light up your future today and join the Lift Electrical Technologies program.
Let's go to the bottom of the 3rd inning here in Graham, Texas tonight in the regional semifinal championship game 1 in the series of 3 for Division 1 of 5A. Abilene High sent 8 to the plate in the 2nd inning. So we'll start out with number 4, 5, and 6 in the order with Bella Rocha along with Alicia Gutierrez and KK Gonzalez. Still on the mound is going to be Jordan Reese, or pardon me, Reagan Jordan. I'm going to get that right. I just wrote it backwards, and dyslexia is not helping me out any. So, pitcher Reagan Jordan on the mound for the Lady Hawks, and leading off is Bella Rocha, and Bella ground out in her first at bat. She'll step in. Where's the number 8 on her pinstripe Eagle jersey? She's one of the exciting players that have come up on this Eagle team. Jordan ready to pitch now. First pitch, and it's going to be fouled down the first baseline out of play. Bella looks at strike 1. And following her on deck is Alicia Gutierrez. 1-1 the count. And the next pitch is low and outside. This has been a good week for Abilene. What a wonderful Cinco de Mayo celebration over the week. Now this week, Western Heritage. Next pitch is going to be pop foul. They're going to give chase, and it's going to be way out of play down the first baseline. Sabella now looking at a 1-2 count. And just good things happening in Abilene for this week. Our neighbors at Dias Air Force Base protecting us, and we want to say thank you to them. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And here's one pop. Second baseman catches it on the fly line drive. Sabella will go out on the line out to second. And that is 1 away here in the bottom of the 3rd. And batting next is Alicia Gutierrez. Alicia, the DH in this game for Abilene High. She lined out deep. to center field in her first at bat. And she's going to swing first pitch. 3 hop. Pitcher gets it, underhands it over to first, as that is Jordan to Rodriguez. And we're going to call that one a 1-3 in the scorebook for out number 2. So 2 gone, nobody on, and K.K. Gonzalez ready as she got a single. And she'll step in. And right now, a little slow down getting the ball back into play by Abilene High. 2 outs. Gonzalez ready to come after it. KK is one of these freshmen that have gotten into a real good starting lineup for Abilene High. First pitch, and she's going to see a strike blaze past her. 0-1 the count. We are in the bottom of the third. Eagles lead 4-2. Jordan ready. She'll step off of the rubber. And if you look at the defense for the Lady Hawks, left, center are deep right about 2/3 the way up. And this one called as a strike to Gonzalez. She's in a very rare situation where she's at an 0-2. Third and first are playing up in anticipation of bunt. Second and short playing at the edge of the grass. 0-2. Outside, ball 1. When I said edge of the grass, I should have said edge of the grass looking turf. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on for the Lady Eagles here in the bottom of the third. Jordan ready and puts this one in high for ball 2. I think in her last at bat we said she was flexible like she was doing the mambo, trying to get under the pole. 2-2 the count with 2 outs. Next pitch is real close. Now for ball 3. Full count coming up. Gonzalez wanted to go to first, and she was called back by the first base coach. Now you've got a pitcher-catcher conversation. And the catcher, Maniga, is going to recover behind the plate, and here we go on a full count. Payoff pitch and a chop. Goes foul down the third baseline. Count stays full. And of course, one of the good things about Graham is you can always remember one of our Big Country Hall of Fame members, Jerry Don Logan, who played in the early 60s, had a great career with the coach, inducted this year. And here is a long line drive, backing up in third. It's going to be Bridges, and that is going to be out number 3 for the Eagles. They send 3 up and go 3 down. We'll go to the top of the 4th. Lady Eagles leading 4-2 over the Lady Hawks. And we'll be back with more on AISD.
You're listening to AISD Live, Abilene ISD's exclusive home for streaming live games and events. For more live events featuring your favorite AISD students and teams, stay tuned to AISDlive.org, follow us on the AISD Live Facebook page, or subscribe to our Abilene ISD YouTube channel. Visit the AISD Live website for sponsorship opportunity information. Enjoy the game.
And welcome back to the top of the 4th inning in the regional semifinal state softball playoffs, game 1 in the best-of-3 series between the Lady Hawks and the Lady Eagles. We are coming to you from Graham, Birdville, coming in with a 28-3 record into the playoffs, and they were 11-1 in their district play. Abilene High also district champ coming in. So we're seeing 2 really good teams here at the playoff level in the state semifinal round. And leading off will be Macy Moore And she will be number 8, 9, and going back to the top of the order, followed by Valeria Bridges and then Evelyn Schwartzlander. So Moore steps in, and she took a base on balls on a full count in her first at bat and the second. So she's 0 for 1 hit-wise. Ava Reyes right now going the distance for the Lady Eagles. First pitch to Moore inside. Call that one ball 1. Remember, she got on base through a full count. Next pitch coming up, 1-0 the count to Moore. It's a very active crowd tonight. Next pitch, strike 1. It took the outside of the plate to get there, but it was called strike 1 on Moore. Now she's 1 ball and 1 strike. Cantu and Flores playing deep at short and second respectively. Next pitch inside. Eagle fans thought that one should have been called a strike. Now it's 2-1. Estrada at third, Rocha at first playing close to the bag. Starks playing deep in left. Williams playing deep in center, and a medium depth is Gonzalez. Next pitch is ball 3 to Moore. This field is located just east of the Graham Municipal Airport, and it's a great facility. Southern Bleachers is headquartered here in Graham, and I think they built this one to show off. Strike 2 to Moore as she took the pitch. Full count now. 3 balls, 2 strikes to the leadoff batter here in the top of the 4th for the Birdville Lady Hawks. Next pitch outside, that is ball 4. So Moore draws her second walk here in the game, and you go to the bottom of the order. As batting next, Valeria Bridges will get ready to step into the order. Michaela Gutierrez behind the plate. Her battery mate on the mound, Ava Reyes. So the runner at first. Moore will get a courtesy runner. They're going to change that out. I think that is going to be Ava Sanders. Sanders, the courtesy runner at first for the Lady Hawks. Reyes waiting for the batter to come into the batter's box. Home plate umpire is stepping around. Now it's time to play ball again. Reyes gets the rosin bag, and now she'll drop it, pick up the softball, and a square to bunt for strike number 1 to Bridges. Bridges bunted for the second out in the second inning. So basically this thing is looking like Lady Hawks scored 2 in the first. They were scoreless in the second and third, Abilene High. And here's another bunt, and it hits the batter. And let's see what the call is going to be between the umpires. And they will call that one strike 2 for Bridges. But Abilene High scoreless in the first, 4 in the second, and they were scoreless in the third. We're in the top of the 4th inning right now. And the ball's going to get away from the Eagle catcher. So Moore's pinch runner will move to second on a ball that bounced past the Eagle catcher. And you're looking at a 1-2 count. On deck for Birdville, goes back to the top of the order with Schwartzlander. This call is low down the middle for ball 2. It was perfect down the middle of the plate, but low enough to untie her shoes. 2-2 the count. Reyes looking. And outside shade of the plate. That is going to be strike 3. And out number 1 here in the top of the 4th. So far for Avaya Reyes, that's the second strikeout of the evening. And let's go back to the top of the order with Evelyn Schwartzlander. Runner on second is going to be Sanders. First pitch called strike 1 to Schwartzlander. If any of you sprechen Sie Deutsch, Schwartz is actually the color black. So she must be from the black language, or her predecessors. Next pitch outside, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on for Birdville. One and 1 the count. Reyes very mature, taking her time between pitches. This one's fouled into the netting. And that takes it to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ava is unpredictable in her pitches on purpose. 1 and 2 the count. She uncorks this one, fouled down the third baseline. Count stays at 1 ball, 2 strikes. Got a big red G in the middle of the center field fence, and then you got a Longhorn as the mascot of Graham High School is the Steers. And in blue lettering trimmed in white, Lady Blues down the third and first baseline. 1 and 2, the call. And here's the foul down the third baseline. Count stays. Still 1 ball, 2 strikes. To the third batter here in the top of the 4th for the Lady Hawks. Lady Eagles leading 4-2. Reyes ready and puts one outside. The count draws even with a second ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Reyes taking her time. Now she's going to put her right foot back on the rubber, rock and fire. And here's one popped up. And they're going to give chase. It goes out of play. Count stays even. And thank you, Greg Knuckles, for pointing out there is Birdville action in the bullpen. It looks like that's going to be Macy Moore, maybe coming in to bat in the box. But right now we're in the top of the 4th, and this one fouled down the third baseline again to Schwartzlander. 2 balls, 2 strikes, but that was the 6th pitch in this at bat. Reyes right now looking to the sideline, steps up on the rubber, puts one outside. Full count. Schwartzlander. She's 0 for 2 coming into this bat. She was hit by a pitch and popped out. Now 3 and 2 the count. Ava gets her to hit a grounder, play at third. They got her out. A good job on a 1-5 ground out. And what happens in fielder's choice, Schwartzlander will go to first. And your runner at second is on the 5. Actually, it was a 1-5 ground out. And that is out number 2. Here in the top of the 4th, you have a runner, first, 2 outs, and Riley Wright coming back in. She drew a base on balls, and they got a single, but we thought she was out because she fouled into her own leg and had an opportunity to come back to be on the base pass. The 2 away, and Wright takes a off-speed low pitch. for ball one. If needed, Corn and Burris would be on deck for the Lady Hawks. Reyes would prefer going ahead and end this top of the inning if she can. Next pitch is a nice strike. No hesitation from the man in the black shirt wearing the mask and the vest behind the plate. 1-1 is the count. Ava right now being encouraged by her teammates. Next pitch, just like a quarter inch away from being in the strike zone for ball two. 2 balls, 2 strikes. They're on this beautiful Thursday in ground. 2-1 the count, 2 away. And here's one hit right into the glove at third baseman. Estrada had to extend herself to get it into her glove, and that is a line out to third, and that is out number 3. Here in the top of the fourth, they send 4 to the plate. They don't get anyone to the plate, and we're halfway through. As we go to the bottom of the fourth, Lady Eagles from Abilene High 4 and the Lady Hawks from Birdville here in the regional semifinals, game 1-2. We'll be back with more on AISD Live. As we've gone halfway through this one, scheduled for 7, we go to the bottom of the fourth. Lady Eagles of Abilene High leading 4-2. On the mound is going to be Reagan Jordan. She started the game. We thought she might get a reliever coming in, but Jordan right now still throwing the big yellow softball. You know, that thing's like a small cantaloupe in size. And when it comes in nearly 80 miles an hour, you got to be a brave person to be standing at the plate. The Eagles will come to the beginning of the bottom of the fourth with their bottom 3. Michaela Gutierrez, Andrea Starks, and Ava Reyes. So 7, 8, and 9 in the batting order for Abilene High. Michaela Gutierrez, the Eagle catcher, facing Jordan. Here's the first pitch, bottom of the fourth, and it is an inside pitch and low, and that will be ball 1 to Michaela. She'll step out, right-hander. Next pitch, outside, but in the zone for strike 1. 1-1 is the count to the leadoff batter here in the bottom of the fourth. We may have a little action in the Abilene High bullpen. But next pitch to Reyes is strike 2. 1-2 the count. One ball, 2 strikes. And a foul tip into the screen keeps the count 1-2. Both teams are starting to warm up in their bullpen. Reagan Jordan, right-hander, right foot on the rubber, rears back, it fires this one, it's going to be driven to left field. They're seeing it go deep, over the fence, hammered the horse hide over the fence, and the Lady Eagles get a solo home run from Michaela Gutierrez, and that is run number 5 for Abilene High as she touches them all. And now the Eagles increase their lead 3-2. And we go now to the number 2 batter. Here in the bottom of the fourth, Andrea Starks. She got a single but scored the second run for Abilene High. It is 5-2. This is correct. So now we will see Starks bat next. And the pitcher, Jordan, she had a reliever come in between the innings. First pitch to start is going to be ball 1. 1-0 the count. On deck is Ava Reyes, and then you go back to the top of the order. And here's one right back into the glove of the pitcher, underhand. And what that will mean is 1-3, or pitcher to first, ground out for out number 1. Ava Reyes coming in now to bat for Abilene High. She got a double and drove in an RBI in her first at bat. Now here's her second time to the plate. Jordan ready to see if she can unload this one. High to Reyes for ball 1. Here in the bottom of the 4th, we're halfway through. This one's scheduled for 7. Lady Eagles leading 5-2. Next pitch, outside and low for ball 2. On deck, top of the order once again, Germany Williams for Abilene High. 2-0 the count, 1 out. Next pitch is a strike. Good call by the home plate umpire. Two and 1. Stroud getting into this one. And here's one, goes right into center field. Underneath it is Kano, and she'll make the catch for out number 2. Here in the bottom of the 4th, let's go back to the top of the order with Germany Williams. She's gotten a pair of singles. She's 2 for 2 and had scored run number 4 in the second inning. She bats left. Wide stance, moves her right leg up a little bit, and she's going to swing right at, goes back to the pitcher 2 hop, and that will go as a 1-3 ground out. And that is the third out in this inning. The Eagles will send 4 to the plate. They get a home run and another run as we go to the top of the 5th. Abilene High 5 and Birdville's Lady Hawks 2. We're back with more on AISD.
Can you help me?
What you got there?
Will you help my mom?
Hey, crew, I'll give the first move to anyone who signs up to be an organ donor. How do you do it?
Easy. Just go to organdonor.gov.
More donors means more hope. Sign up at organdonor.gov.
Welcome back as we go here in the regional semifinal bi-district or district playoff game here in Class 5A. And the Abilene Eagles lead the Hawks from Birdville 5-3. We go to the top of the 5th. Regional semifinal action coming your way on AISD Live. On the mound, Ava Reyes coming in to pitch for Abilene High. And coming up to bat for the Hawks is number 3, 4, and 5. Corrine Burris will be the first batter, followed by Haley Meninger and then Reagan Jordan. First pitch to Burris inside, called ball 1. You know, you get excited and there's so much going on. Every now and then you goof up, and I think I've had only goof up number 31 so far tonight. But yes, we are in the regional semifinals. And next pitch comes into Burris, and that is going to be strike 1. At least we got the score right. 5-2, Abilene High leading here in the top of the 5th. Burris looking at 1 ball, 1 strike. Ava Reyes, next pitch, a little bit soft, a little bit off speed, and a little bit out of the zone, so it's 2 balls, 1 strike. They were ready to serve up the next one. 2-1 the count. And a low ball just above the ankles, called ball 3. 3-1 to count. pitch, ball 4. Burris will take the base on the base on balls. Coming up next is going to be Haley Meniga, Mennega. She is the catcher for the Lady Hawks. Ava Reyes ready to serve her up something. Runner on first is Burris. There are no outs here in the top of the 5th. Eagles would love to have a couple more insurance runs as they lead by 3, 5-2. Thanks for tuning in to AISD Live here in Game 1 in this best-of-3 series. Inside pitch, nearly got Meniga. It is ball 1 instead. Burris got the first base on a base on balls. A couple of walks given up by Reyes, but nobody bleeding at this point. We're here in the top of the 5th. Next pitch is low for ball 2. 2-0 the count. Once again, the Hawks scored their 2 runs in the first. They've been scoreless the second, third, and fourth innings. They're batting here in the top of the 5th. And the next pitch is going to be called ball 3. Abilene High, scoreless in the first, got 4 in the second, scoreless in the third, and they picked up a home run in the bottom of the 4th. So Reyes puts one in. Home plate umpire says ball 4 and advances. Meniger to first on the base on balls. That means the runner Burris will go to second. There are no out. And looking down the first baseline at the bullpen for the Lady Hawks, they're warming someone up again. The runners at first and second. Reagan Jordan bats next. First pitch is a strike on the outside corner for Jordan. She's ground out, and she's ground out to first and flat out to second. She's 0 for 2 this evening. And she'll foul her second pitch down the third baseline. Now she's 0 and 2. Burris at second base. Meniger at first base. Reyes taking her time between pitches. First and third playing close. Runners trying to go from second. Takes a little bit of a lead, but that didn't work. So everybody goes back to the base pass. You've got 1 ball and 2 strikes. Reagan Jordan. Next pitch inside for another ball. Count is even with 2 and 2. Temperatures now dropped down to 68 degrees since we've got sunset. But the lighting, I will tell you right now, folks, it's exquisite here on Hogan Field. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Runners on first and second. Swing and a miss, and that is strike number 1. If I told you folks, Jordan took a big old country whack at that one, and that was strike 3. Out number 1 here in the top of the 5th. And Victoria Cano will be batting next. She's had a dandy night out in center field. But she's popped out and got a single. She was left on base. Next pitch comes in just about the middle of the letters on the top of the jersey for the Hawks. And that one is ball 1. On deck is Rodriguez for Birdville. Runners first and second, 1 away. Next pitch is popped up, and Estrada gets it, throws it back to second, but the ball comes out of the second baseman's glove. as Flores couldn't get it, but that is one away on the line out to third. And that is out number 2. So 2 away and 2 on. Avery Rodriguez. She was hit by a pitch and stranded on second in the third inning and was the strikeout victim on 4 pitches in the third. Rodriguez steps in, bats right-handed. She may be the taller of the players for the Hawks. This one called a strike to Rodriguez. We're here in the top of the 5th. 0-1 the count to Rodriguez. Next pitch, just a little low and outside. Brings that to 1 ball and 1 strike. The fans right now trying to encourage the Hawks as they trail by 3 to the Lady Eagles here in the top of the 5th. Next pitch comes in and will hit the batter. So Rodriguez hit by pitch. Will move to first. That will move Miniga to second and Burris to third. There are 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Bases loaded. And your Eagle catcher, Kayla Gutierrez, is walking out to the mound. Dave Reyes. Bases are loaded. Right now, the conflab on the mound. That's about the time the Eagle bullpen is cleared, so we could see a change if the Eagles can't get out of this one. But they do lead 5-2 here in the top of the 5th. Right now, everybody resetting. A great job at the hot corner by Mariah Estrada. She's made 2 really key catches. Playing at third. Avery comes in. First pitch. Outside of the plate. To Moore. We've seen Macy Moore in the bullpen for Birdville warming up on 2 occasions. But right now she's looking at an 0-1 count. Bases are loaded. Next pitch, strike 2. Moore mesmerized by that pitch. Just let it go right down the middle of the plate. 0-2 the count. 2 away. This may be the second time this evening the Lady Hawks have left them loaded. Let's see if Reyes can get it right now. Moore steps out of the batter's box. The anticipation to perch if the ball comes your way is what the Lady Eagles are showing right now. Next pitch. Outside for ball 1. Moore lives to see another pitch as she's at 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, bases loaded, 2 away for Birdville. It's on the ground, picked up at short, thrown across the diamond, and that will go as a 6-3 ground out for out number 3 as we close out the 5th inning. And the Lady Hawks will leave them loaded and we'll go to the bottom of the 5th. Our Ladies Eagles leading this one 5-2 on AISD Live. Abilene High comes to bat in the bottom of the 5th, leading the Hawks from Birdville 5-2 here in Game 1 best-of-3 series for the regional semifinals in Division I in Class 5A. And right now we look at the Eagles. Will go number 2, 3, and 4 in the batting order. Kinsley Cantu, followed by Mariah Estrada and Bella Rocha. So we now have still Reagan Jordan on the mound for the Lady Hawks. Lady Eagles looking like they're ready to go. Cantu drove one to center field in the first and then hit a double with 2 RBIs in the second. So here we go, bottom of the 5th. Kinsley Cantu, the Eagles shortstop. And she'll squirt a bunt and withdraw her bat. And that was a high pitch call. That one ball 1 to Cantu. She wears a 00 on her Eagle jersey. Next pitch comes in, called strike 1 to Cantu. 1 ball, 1 strike. 5-2 Abilene High leading. And Cantu fouls one down the first base line. Count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. She squared the bunt. You know, folks, I don't know if you really understand how difficult it is to bunt. And that, a lot of people think it's just kind of an art that is starting to go away. Cantu laid a really nice bunt down. She'll swing at this one, and it will go foul behind the home plate umpire, and the count will be 1-2. But bunting is one of those art forms in baseball that just doesn't get played as much as it used to. And Cantu drives one left field, caught out there by Bridges, and that will be out number 1. Line drive in front of this really great crowd out here. So it's 1 away, nobody on. Here comes Mariah Estrada. Estrada with a single and a strikeout, and she can hit the long ball. And let's see, first pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 1. Reagan Jordan going the distance so far here in the bottom of the 5th for Birdville. Next pitch coming up, Estrada hits it just beyond the reach of the glove, but it went foul from the third baseline. 0-2 the count. And Eagle fans making noise, Birdville fans making noise. Next pitch comes up. Outside, ball 1. You hear the Hoot Owls. They're the Hawk fans thinking that should have been called strike 3, but now it's 1-2. We have 1 away for Abilene High here in the bottom of the 5th. Jordan's ready to wheel and deal, and Estrada's going to hit this and foul, and it missed the tin roof. It's kind of like doing a game at Driggers Field in McMurray. You can hear them hit the roof. But then that stadium was built by the company that built this one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Mariah Estrada looks. Next pitch, fouled into the screen. Count stays 2 balls and 2 strikes. This is a good matchup between Reagan Jordan and Mariah Estrada. Next pitch coming your way right now, and it is high. Now the scorekeeper says it's 2-2. Eagle fans enthusiastic about getting this deep into the playoffs. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and inside pitch, full count now to Mariah. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Eagles do not have a base runner on here in the bottom of the 5th yet. There is 1 out. The Strider just the second Eagle to bat here. Swing and a miss. And that will be out number 2 on the strikeout by Jordan. And so far we're counting 3rd strikeout by Reagan Jordan of Abilene High batters. 2 away. Here comes Bella Rocha. Bella's first pitch. Nice drive into center field. Center fielder bobs it a little bit, but Bella has a stand-up single. So with 2 gone and 1 on, Alicia Gutierrez. She's lined out to left and ground out to the pitcher. She's 0 for 2 on the evening. The first baseman, the freshman from Abilene High, squares like she wants to bunt, and she'll see the first pitch called strike 1. Alicia Gutierrez with an 0-1 count. Next pitch inside, call that one ball 1. Bella Rocha with the single on first. Gutierrez at the plate. Swings at this one. Third baseman gets it, gloves it, throws it across the diamond to first, and that will go as a 5-3 or 3rd to first ground out for out number 3 for Abilene High. The Eagles send 4 to the plate. They strand 1 on first. We have ended 5 innings here in the regional semifinals Division I Game 1 series. We'll be back with the 6th inning on AISD Live.
Okay, Abilene. So what is the Sky Cafe? Well, basically, it's a cafe at the Lift that serves food and cuisine made by AISD culinary students. And you can enjoy it too. All you have to do is make a reservation online, show up at your scheduled time, and enjoy a fresh cooked meal served by AISD students and supervised by talented culinary professionals. Go to AbileneISD.org/The Lift and make your reservation today at the Sky Cafe.
As we go to the top of the 6th here in Graham, Texas tonight at Hogan Field, the Lady Eagles lead the Lady Hawks from Birdville High School 5-2. And there was a question on would Ava Reyes be back, and the answer to that is yes, sir, yes, ma'am, as the right-hander from Abilene High still coming in. She has only allowed 2 runs, that in the first inning, and then the Eagles have just screwed the lid on the scoring machine that Birdville brought, and they have seen shutouts in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th inning or 5th inning, and now coming up for Birdville, you'll go to the bottom of the order for the Lady Hawks. Right now, Reyes looking before she will step toward the mound. She drops the rosin bag, and then first pitch comes in, strike 1. A 1-0 count. Ava Reyes, it seems like the longer she goes, the stronger she gets. And the next pitch, a little bit outside, call that one ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Valeria Bridges, the left fielder, in her 3rd plate appearance. And a ball a little bit outside. If it were Midland High batting and Midland High officials, that would have been definitely strike 1. But anyway, 2-1 the count. And easy pop-up goes in the glove of Ilani Flores, and that is going to be out number 1 as the pop to the Eagles' second baseman. It was just a very slow-rising ball and right into the glove of Flores. to have out number 1 here in the top of the 6th. Now let's go back to the top of the order with Evelyn Schwartzlander. And she will be facing for the 3rd time Ava Reyes. First pitch comes in, called that one ball 1. Schwartzlander was hit by a pitch, popped out, and hit into a fielder's choice. Reyes ready. And the right-hander puts a nice one on the right shade of the plate. And that is strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Top of the 6th. This one's scheduled for 7. Abilene High leading 5-2 here in game 1 of this regional semifinal series. Next pitch is ball 2. So close. Home plate umpire had a better vantage point than we did, so we're going to agree with him, call it a 2-1 count. Reyes next, outside again, and that's ball 3. 3-1 is the count. Remember, 1 out. Bridges led off the inning here in the 6th to Birdville and popped out to the second baseman. That's 3 balls, 1 strike to Schwartzlander. Next pitch is low, and that is ball 4. So Schwartzlander will take the base on balls. And with 1 out and 1 on. Coming up next is Riley Wright. She took the base on balls, got a single, and has scored 1 of the runs for Birdville in the 1st inning. So a runner on first. Just 1 away. Reyes ready. The right-hander puts 1 in. This one's going to be driven into left field, and it will bounce once in front of the left fielder Stark. That will move the runner, Schwartzlander, to second. Wright will get her 2nd hit of the game, and she'll be at first. So it's 1 out, 2 on. Lady Eagles see Warren Burris with a single, a walk, and a pop out. So she's 1 for 3. Reyes in. See if she can shut this inning down 1 away. Burris swings first pitch. It goes in the gap between short and third. They're going to windmill her in. Here's the throw at the plate, and he's safe. Coming in to score is Schwartzlander. She scored from second. That is run number 3. Burris gets a single. Light will go to second. But now it is a 2-run game. Eagles leading 5-3. After Burris's single drives in Schwartzlander. And now they're going to walk Haley Miniga as she hit the solo home run. The bases are loaded right now. Miniga at first. That will move Burris to second and Wright to third. And Jenna O'Gary, the Abilene High coach, calls a team meeting at the mound. All players come in. And that's probably a smart move by the Eagle coaching staff, as Miniga hit the 2-potato home run in the 1st, and the team meeting is broken. Reyes stays on the mound. Everybody goes to their position in the outfield and the infield for Abilene High. Bases are loaded, 1 out. You've got Wright at first, Burris at second, Miniga at third. Coming to bat, Reagan Jordan, who is 0 for 3. One of those is strikeout. She will be the 6th batter here in the top of the 6th for the Lady Hawks. First pitch Call strike one. Reagan Jordan. There's one away. Victoria Kano is in the on-deck circle for Birdville. 0-1 the count. Next pitch outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Excitement here in good old Graham, Texas. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Bases are loaded. Next one, hit. Third base. Throw the force at home. Got 1. And that was just heads-up play by Mariah Estrada. She played the force at home to Michaela Gutierrez. And what that will do is be called a 5-3 out number 2 for Birdville. But then Burris goes to second. Burris goes to third. Miniger goes to second. And Jordan on the fielder's choices at first. So the bases are loaded. 2 away. But a fielder's choice played on the force at home by Estrada. Good job by Gutierrez there, taking the throw, touching the plate, getting the second out. It's still 5-3, Abilene High leading here in the top of the 6th. And Ava Reyes on the mound. Batting next is Victoria Kano. Reyes ready. Here's the first pitch. Strike right down the middle. Nice call. And it's kind of like Kano nearly had the tape sign on. He's going to see what the first one was. Next pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Greg Knuckles just reminded me that this is the 3rd time that the bases have been loaded by the Lady Hawks. And right now, Victoria Kano with an 0-2 count. Play any base, touch any bag for the 3rd out. Let's see what happens. High, 4, ball 1. 1-2 the count, 2 away. Eagles 2-run lead, 5-3 here in the top of the 6th. Next pitch. Hit right back to the mound. Ball goes off of the glove. 1 run scores. The bases stay loaded. Kano with a single. She will get that. Burris comes in to score the second run this inning and run number 4 in the game. Miniger will go to third. Jordan at second. And the base and the softball just came right off of the glove to Ava Reyes. So it's a 1-run game right now here in the top of the 6th. Avery Rodriguez hit by a pitch twice, struck out 1. She will be batting in the right-handed batter's box for the Birdville Lady Hawks. Ava Reyes ready. First pitch. Outside and high to Rodriguez. By the way, Rodriguez is the 8th Lady Hawk to bat here in the top of the 6th. Eagles scored 4 in the 3rd, and then another one to make it 5. And in the first inning, Hawks scored 2, and they scored 2 in this one. Called strike, went right in the middle of the plate. Well, Reyes wanted it to go. Now you're looking at a 1 ball, 1 strike count. Birdville with Lady Birds on each bag. Ava taking her time, looking at the call from her catcher, Gutierrez. Next pitch. Comes in and it is hit down the 3rd baseline into left field. 1 run will score, and we are now tied with Rodriguez getting a single and an RBI. Miniga scores from 3rd. That's run number 5, and now it is 5. Abilene High, 5 for Birdville. Still 2 outs. Bases are loaded. Jordan at third. Kano at second. Rodriguez at first. And here comes Marcy Moore. She's run a walk, hit into a fielder's choice, and ground out. So she has not gotten a hit so far. Bella Rocha walks towards the mound and reminds her teammate, Reyes, calm down, we got it. Of course, on any bag, first pitch outside, 2 more. She is the 9th batter to bat in this inning. So they have batted through the lineup for this batter right here. Batted through the order. Next pitch, called a strike. I don't think the Birdville fans like that one. So 1-1 is the count with 2 away. Bases loaded again. We're tied up. Birdville scoring 3 runs here in the top of the 6th. We're tied at 5. And an inside pitch. And high. And Moore now looks at a 2-1 count. We knew this was going to be a competitive game, and so far it is answered to the billing. 2-1 the count. Next pitch is going to be high for ball 3. Bases are loaded. Gutierrez makes a mound visit to her battery mate, Ava Reyes. With 2 out, the bases are loaded. If there's contact, play the closest bag for you is the defensive thought right now of Abilene High. Moore has scored, or wants to score right now. Let's see. Strike 1, 2. Strike 2 to Moore. Macy Moore. Macy with an I, not a Y like the department store. Full count. And a swing and a miss, and she will go down swinging as Birdville sends 9 to the plate. They'll get 3 across, and they will strand the bases loaded. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Birdville 5, Abilene High 5 here in the regional semifinals. Softball playoffs, the semifinals of Division I will go to the bottom of the 6th here on AISD Live.
She thinks she's being funny, only she's not making you laugh. She's making you feel left out. Thanks to social media, it's easy to feel bullied, intentional or not. So instead of pushing back, think about rising above. It's easy to be upset, not as easy to be bigger. For some great insights on bullying and dealing with teen depression, visit yourlifeyourvoice.org. Support yourself and your friends. Be a lifter.
As we go to the bottom of the 6th inning, the Hawks from Birdville High School get 3 runs, and now we're tied at 5 each. As the Eagles get ready to come to bat, you will have numbers 6, 7, and 8 in the batting order for Abilene High. KK Gonzalez, followed by Michaela Gutierrez and Andrea Starks coming to the plate here in this inning. As Reagan Jordan still on the mound going the distance. And thought we had a pitching change, but coming in for the Hawks was Macy Moore. She was left standing at the plate on the 3rd strike. So here comes KK Gonzalez. He's gotten a single and a ground out. And here's the first pitch. KK. Check swing. Strike Gonzalez. So KK looking at an 0-1 count. Swings at the second one. Now she's at 0-2. Michaela Gutierrez, who has gotten a 2-run homer for Abilene High, is on deck. And KK, 3 swings. And she is out number 1 here in the bottom of the 6th. Michaela comes in. And she also scored the 5th run for Abilene High when she was at the plate. So Gutierrez looks, first pitch inside. Ball 1. On deck is Andrea Stark. 1 out. Here in the bottom of 6. Next pitch is high for ball 2 to Michaela. Jordan, most likely the ace coming out of Birdville. She's being very cautious. What she serves to Gutierrez, fouled up over the screen. Right now it's 2 balls and 1 strike to the Lady Eagle catcher. 2-1. No base runners for Abilene High. They do have 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. And Gutierrez takes strike 2. Even count. She was at 1-2 when she jacked one over left center. And she's going to hit one right past the pitcher, past the shortstop, and it will roll into center field. That will go as a single for Michaela. And Greg, let's see if the Lady Eagles send in a courtesy runner. And they will do that for Gutierrez, the catcher. And coming in will be Jordan Reed. Pardon me, it's going to be number 12, and that is Maya Badon. That family name means speed from her dad to her brother. So Maya Badon, the runner at first. There's only 1 away. And of course, Maya's dad in the ACU Hall of Fame as a wide receiver, outstanding player for Abilene High. Her older brother, also a very good wide receiver with a lot of history when he played at Abilene High. So, runner at first. Starks at the plate. Inside pitch, but called strike 1. Action in the Eagle bullpen. 0-1 the count to Starks. She's gotten a single and a ground out. And hits one right into the mid of the third baseman. Here's the throw to second. And now the throw to first. And that is a triple play. As Gutierrez, the ball is hit to the third baseman. And a tag there. That's a double play on the 5 unassisted. And then throwing the ball over to first on the 5-3. And that is out number 3. The Lady Eagles go 3 up and 3 down here in the bottom of the 6th. And we're tied 5 Abilene High, 5 Birdville. We'll be back in a moment on AISD Live.
Meet Norm. He lives with anxiety, but with the help of this latest innovation from Be Normal, he can be normal, just like everyone else. With the swipe of a finger, you can project happiness, confidence, machismo. Why settle for being real when you can be normal? The Normal Maker, new from Be Normal. This item doesn't really work because there's no such thing as normal. We're all different. What we like, how our brains work. In fact, 1 in 5 of us live with mental illness. Don't filter who you are. Start by talking to someone you trust. And remember, there is no normal.
Welcome to the 7th inning in tonight's regional semifinals in Division I in girls softball. Abilene High 5, Birdville 5. And right now on the mound for the Lady Eagles is Via Reyes. And we will see if any other transitions are going to take place. But right now, Reyes has gone the distance. The Eagles ready to be in their position as Birdville will come to bat. And we will start at the bottom of the order with Valeria Bridges, followed by going back to the top of the order with Evelyn Schwartz, Lander, and Riley Bright. Bridges has bunted and struck out and popped out. So she's 0 for 3 on the night. Here in the top of the 7th. Reyes ready. A little bit outside. Bridges for ball 1. 1-0 the count. The top of the order, Schwartzlander in the on-deck circle. Next pitch. A little bit low in the same place for ball 2. 2-0. Reyes can give you a lot of innings. She's strong. See what she can do here in the 7th. And that is a strike. It just crossed the middle of the plate. Nice fastball. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2-1 the count. Ava ready. And the crowd is into this one, folks. See what the next pitch is. And it's going to be fouled down the right field line. And you're looking at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Bridges. 2-2 the count. Reyes ready again. And this one hit right back into Reyes' glove. Throw it over to first. Let's call that one 1-3 for a very valuable first out here in the top of the 7th. Coming up next, Evelyn Schwartzlander. She has been hit by a pitch twice, popped out and hit into a fielder's choice. Right-handed batter facing Ava Reyes. First pitch. Called on the outside, right shade of the plate. Strike 1 to Schwartzlander. 0-1. 1-1. Next pitch, a little low, a little outside. Makes it 1 ball, 1 strike. You know, we're right above the popcorn stand, and I'm smelling that the whole game. 1-1. Reyes' next pitch is going to be fouled, and that one hits the roof. That is strike 2. 1-2 the count. Randy Cluck heads up our crew from AISD Live. Greg Knuckles has been the adult in charge of me tonight. I've just had a great time with the microphone and y'all. 1-2. And low. Now it's an even count with 2 balls, 2 strikes. Good to the count. Eagles in the infield looking for something, and the ball didn't hit the batter. She turned to swing, and the first base umpire says she's hit by a pitch. So, hit by a pitch in the scorebook. And Schwartzlander was hit in the first inning. But right now, Jenna Gary down talking to home plate umpire, first base umpire, and now the third comes over, and they're having a black shirt conference halfway down the first base line. So Schwartzlander, did she step into the pitch? That may be a question, because the ball, did it come off of her bat or off of her when they had awarded her first base. First base umpire called it that she got hit by a pitch, and out was out. That was strike 3. And so Jenna Gary's ability to sell that call for a correction has worked out for Abilene High. And now Katie Wellborn, the coach of Birdville, now talking to the first place umpire. We've had one call overturned, and it did cost the Eagles a run. Wellborn coming into the infield. She was lined up at third base coach. And the batter, Schwartzlander, standing on the base. And now the 3 officials and the Birdville coach having this. My friend sitting next to me, Greg Knuckles, has officiated football for a long time, and the out call will stay without number 2. Greg, how many times in your 20-something years of being a football official did you have coaches tell you you weren't wrong, but real wrong? Every Friday night in his football officiating career, there are 2 outs. No runners on the base paths. We're tied 5-5 in the top of the 7th. This game scheduled for 7. Game 1 in this 3-game playoff series. So the second out, Avaya Reyes will be facing Riley Wright, and the first pitch to Wright is ball 1. 1-0 the count with Burris on deck. Next pitch, outside the ball 2. Corinne Burris is on deck. Wright scored the first run, and then she's gotten another single and ground out twice. And then here's the swing. Strike 1 for Wright. The second baseman for the Lady Hawks, base perfect. 2-1 the count. Eagles look like they're ready to pounce on anything. Next pitch kind of drifts outside for ball 3. 1 ball, 3 strikes, 2 away for the Hawks of Birdville High School. Ava Reyes ready to serve the next pitch. And this one fouled into the screen. The count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Tied up here at 5. Michaela Gutierrez sending a signal to her pitcher. Avaya Reyes agrees with it. She's standing behind the rubber now, steps forward, plants her right foot. Here's the pitch. Swung and missed for strike 3. And 3 up and 3 down go the Birdville Hawks. And we go to the bottom of the 7th. Abilene High 5, Birdville 5. Lady Eagles coming to bat on AISD Live. And welcome to the bottom of the 7th inning. On the mound for the Lady Hawks is going to be Reagan Jordan. She has gone the distance for the Lady Hawks. As we are tied, Abilene High 5, Birdville 5, and we will look at the Eagles coming to the plate. You've got the bottom of the order with Ava Reyes, followed by the top of the order with Germany Williams and Kinsley Cantu. So you've got 9, 1, and 2 coming to bat for the Lady Eagles. They are the district champ from District 4-5A. They come in with a 20-9 mark, and they would love to take game 1 in this series. First pitch coming in to Reyes. He's gotten a double and a line out. 1 for 2. First pitch, strike 1 to Ava. Oh and 1 the count. First and third playing up. Second and short playing back. And Reyes. Ball 1. Sees that one go right past her, but it was low. That middle thing in your shoe is called a tongue, and that was tongue high or tongue low. Reyes, next pitch, sees ball 2. We're tied 5-all here in game 1. Regional semifinals, Division 1, best of 3 series. Next pitch. Inside, ball 3. Ava sees ball 3. 3-1 the count. Next pitch. And it is ball 4. Ava Reyes draws a walk. She will trot first base on the base on balls. She could be the winning run for the Lady Eagles. And you go back to the top of the order right now. Jenna O'Gary is going to send a courtesy runner in for Reyes. And that courtesy runner for Abilene High is Maya Badon. They give each other 5, and Badon, maybe the fastest Lady Eagle on the team, is at first base. So now, Germany Williams, the center fielder for Abilene High, with 2 singles and a ground out. She's 2 for 3. Reagan Jordan on the mound. She's not quite with her foot on the rubber. And right now, Jenna O'Gary giving some instructions across the field to the first base coach. And here's Germany. First pitch. And the ball's going to get away from the catcher. So right now, your go-ahead run with Badon takes second. Germany gets ball 1 on the wild pitch. And right now, we've got the coach from Birdville, Katie Wellborn, talking to the home plate umpire, trying to plead it was a swing. Umpire says it was a wild pitch. So Badon, now it's second base. She's the go-ahead run in scoring position. Here's the next pitch to Williams. It's going to be a little bit outside for ball 2. Maya had taken about 6 steps towards third when that ball was called. Jordan's next pitch. Williams bunts. Third baseman gets it. Throw back to second, not in time. That is out number 1. on the bunt to the third baseman. So it's 1 out, runner at second. Kinsley can too. Kinsley's gotten the double and lined out to the outfield deep on both hits. First pitch is high to Cantu. Ball 1. 1-0 the count. Remember, Badon is at second base. Jordan's next pitch, inside, ball 2. And outside call, ball 3. Badon runs, takes third. She's coming in to score. The ball got past the third baseman, and they threw it in from left. And Maya Badon scores on a stolen third and comes home. And the Eagles will win this one 6-5. And Abilene High wins game 1 in the best of this 3 series. And it was just an errant throw. Badon going to third. The ball went past the third baseman into left field, and she turned and burned and touched home plate before the pitch could get there. So the Lady Eagles win 6-5 here in game 1. Tell you what, as the teams congratulate each other on the field, we're going to take a 1-minute break, and we will come back with the Chicken Express post-game show here on AISD Live. And welcome back to the Chicken Express post-game show here on AISD Live. The Lady Eagles fought tooth and nail and came back from a tie in the 7th, and a bad throw to the third baseman went in the outfield. Maya Badon standing on the bag at second, got to third, turned the corner, and touched the home plate, and the Lady Eagles win Game 1 in the best of 3 series in the regional semifinals in Division I championship series. Lady Eagles win 6-5. Our post-game show brought to you by Chicken Express. For great chicken fingers, livers, gizzards, and really good gravy, they cannot express their appreciation for you as one of their customers. Chicken Express on North 1st and Leggett and Abilene, they appreciate your business more than they can express. So the Eagles right now on a knee in left field, surrounding their coach, Jenna Aguirre, and Abilene High is one step closer to moving down the state playoffs. They've got to win 2 out of the 3, and they've won number 1 tonight, 6-5. We've had a fantastic crew from AISD Live. Once again, our crew chief, Randy Cluck. Greg Knuckles has helped us out immensely. We are very, very fortunate that you have stayed with us tonight. Game 2, 7 o'clock tomorrow night here on AISD Live, coming back from the Hogan Field in Graham, Texas, and we'll see what Game 2 has, as Lady Eagles would like to win both games and not have to play Saturday for Game 3, but if that happens, it'll be 1 o'clock here in Graham Saturday afternoon. So for the crew, we'd like to say thanks for being part of this one. Thanks to our sponsors. And once again, John Kuhn, the superintendent of AISD, as well as Jim Garfield, the athletic director. We say thank you for being fans of the Lady Eagles, and come back tomorrow night as we get ready to see the young ladies go to the locker room. We're going to go to the parking lot and come back to Abilene. Once again, the final score, Abilene High's Lady Eagles 6 and the Lady Hawks from Birdville 5. Game 1 winners are the Eagles. Game 2 tomorrow night at 7. Please join us here on AISD live. Before he came back in the morning.